Welcome to the Pop Goes the Culture podcast. It's Friday night at VisionCon 2019. I am one of your hosts, Joey Mills, with all kinds of stuff. BleedingCool.com, ComingSoon.net, GeekDad.com, and the Pop Goes the Culture podcast network. Joining me today in the room, at the table, on the panel, I've got...
K-Dub.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I thought you was Mopops 417.
I use it sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to push it in everybody's face.
I
It's like my penis. I'm proud of it, but I don't want to shove it down everybody's throat. So.
Jess?
After hours show.
I'm going to go ahead and just go to it's Jessica tonight. You've already stole the show name.
And I'm Dusty with everything else.
Yeah. All right. Well, here is what we're going to do tonight. How this is going to work. We're going to do an abbreviated version of our weekly Pop Goes the Culture podcast so you guys can get a feel for what we do here. And then we are actually going to turn the microphones on you all so you guys get a chance.
You just became panelists.
To talk. That's right. You guys are going to be involved in the show. You guys, it can be as simple as just asking questions.
Notice the guy in the back has not moved up yet.
Well, you scared him off.
He's gonna
It was Kenny with the penis stuff.
It might be.
Kenny.
Usually pulls people to the front.
Or makes them scoot back. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Oh, Lord,
I'm not going to be in the
have
front row if something happens here. All right.
What kind of haircut is that, Kenny?
It's his haircut.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a while. It seems like you got like the sumo wrestler haircut going.
I don't know. I've had this hair a couple times in my life. So
I've only seen you once.
it'll probably get down to about my lower back length, and then my wife wants to braid it. So I told her, I was like, cool, I'll grow it out. I don't care. So I'll just shave all this because it's too hot to have all my hair long.
Seems like it
again.
was different from the last time I've seen you.
Probably because it was shaved now.
But
No,
we haven't all been in the same room in a long time. It feels like a couple of weeks.
The last time we seen Kenny, it was longer on the sides.
I don't think you had it up.
Could have been.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
didn't
that
have
might
it
have
up.
been it,
You had
Yeah.
down and-
Oh, that's because I was going to grow it out, and then I was like, no, too hot. So
I didn't know if you were going to
shaved
do like
it.
a shampoo commercial or something.
No, I do
All
have
right.
beautiful hair though.
Back to the show. Off Kenny's hair.
So we do have a podcast to do tonight.
This is the podcast.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? All right.
It goes
Title my
left field
hair.
quick.
Yes.
let's start off with some news headlines.
We don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear the entertainment
Nah.
pop culture headlines? All right, skip right along. So there's your show. Everybody had a good night tonight. Okay, let's
Questions for you guys.
start off with Game of Thrones. Any Game of Thrones fans? Yeah, I see that. Nope. And
Looks like about 25
yes, no,
people
and
in the room.
so there we go. All right. Well, you may have noticed this. Have you seen the latest episode? You're current. You're good. Did you catch the coffee cup? You know what I'm talking about? All right. You saw it? Here's what happened. Some Game of Thrones fans spotted a takeout coffee cup on the table during a celebration in which the actors drank from goblets and horns. Many viewers complained that the show should have caught it, which they should have. But other folks are having fun, making memes out of it, doing what the internet does. The show's executive producer, Bernie Caulfield, she said she can't believe the cup made it on screen. Our on-set prop people and decorators are so on it, she said. Clearly she was wrong in this case. Nowadays, you can't believe what you see because people can put things into a photo that really don't exist, but I guess maybe it was there. There's no maybe about it.
it
It was there. We're sorry. HBO has edited out the coffee cup and confirmed that going forward, all airings of The Last of the Starks episode will no longer feature a Starbucks coffee cup. Actually, it wasn't even Starbucks. It was from Craft Services. But Starbucks got, I saw 2.3, 3.2. Those are the two numbers. I don't know what order they go in. $1 million worth of free advertising because people thought it was a Starbucks cup.
Yeah. Well, you just automatically think Starbucks
When you see a coffee cup.
like that, so.
Yeah. Couple of new movie trailers this week. We got a trailer, the new trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, which is all kinds of in-game spoiler.
Yeah. Well, at least it tells you at the front of it. So
Yeah. Did you see that some movie theaters have started putting the Spider-Man trailer at the end of Avengers Endgame because there are people still sitting in the seats waiting for something after Avengers Endgame.
they give them something.
So Sony said, hey, why don't you throw this at the end of it?
First world problems.
Yeah.
Got to have our stuff at the end.
On Thursday, we got a teaser for It Chapter 2. Did anybody see that one?
I have not seen that yet.
It's creepy.
I was going to.
It's got a naked old
it,
lady running around in the
Wait,
back.
what?
Got a what?
Oh, yeah. You look it up. There's
What'd you say?
a naked old lady in the in the background of the scene, running
Now I'm
around.
intrigued.
Okay.
Now we're gonna watch it.
Hold on here.
Now we're pulling it out.
Pulling
Everybody, pull
it
your
up.
phones out.
I mean,
now.
how old is old? Because I'm okay with old.
Yeah.
Old.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, we're talking old.
So still sexy then.
No, not at all. She did not age well.
You're not turning me off, so go ahead.
Not the Silver Fox. Speaking of Fox, Disney Fox announced changes and additions to their theatrical release schedule. Starting in December of 2021, we're going to get either an Avatar movie or a Star Wars movie every other Christmas. So Avatar 2 will be dropped in December of 2021. There'll be a new Star Wars film in December of 2022, Avatar 3 in 2023, and so on back and forth until 2027, which they are really optimistic that somebody's really going to care about Avatar.
I was going to say,
Avatar
am I going to
5
get
in
stoned
2027.
if I say I didn't like?
I mean, show of hands
Avatar?
out here. How many want to see another Avatar movie? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the first one was fine. Exactly. That's all we needed. Don't need
Yeah.
another one. Don't need 4 more for sure.
No.
Yeah, that's a different Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing that on Netflix.
I would like to see 2 more of those personally.
As opposed to any more of the Avatar. On the TV side, this week we got teasers for Legion Season 3, the final season of Legion.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Looking
awesome.
pretty good. And HBO's Watchmen.
I seen that one. I actually did see.
What do you think?
It looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good. It's they are doing a straight up sequel to the comic book, which is good. The CW has officially ordered Batwoman to series, surprising nobody.
Hey, moved up.
Yeah. Well, they're getting rid of Arrow, so I mean they need something.
Yeah, no word on when it's going to debut. I'm guessing it's probably the mid-season replacement for Arrow because it's pretty much Arrow's pretty much Batman anyway at this point. So
I'll be curious what they're planning on doing. I mean, when they had her on there, they were going through Arkham, and they had all these names on the doors. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, are these people going to show up in this? Or
we're going to have to find out. We'll find out
be
next
villain
season.
heavy? Be
Yeah,
awesome.
That would be all right. As long as they don't do Gotham again, we're all right.
Hey, I like Gotham. Thank you very
I
much.
know you did. A few months ago, do we have anybody here old enough to remember this? If I drop this name, is anybody going to know what I'm talking about?
No.
Did anybody watch the TV show? Yeah, the TV show All That on Nickelodeon. Okay,
Yeah.
This guy knows what I'm talking about. So, a few months ago, see, look at this. This story is just for you. I pulled this out knowing you would be here tonight.
Were you on that show?
No. A few months ago, word spread that Nickelodeon has partnered with Kenan Thompson to revive All That. On Thursday, don't start laughing. You're the only one that knew this story.
Now you're going to have to watch it. You're obligated now.
On Thursday, they revealed that original cast members Kel Mitchell, Lori Beth Denberg, and Josh Server will officially guest star. Nickelodeon wants to have the All That revival up and running in time for summer. By the way, this is May the 10th. Good luck, fellas. They have not announced who the new young group of comedians will be that will make up the bulk of the cast.
When was that show on?
90s? I think it was 90s. What we do know, though, is that Thompson and Mitchell were tapped as executive producers. Best of all, the 90s nostalgia doesn't stop with a few original cast member cameos. Oh, no. The All That revival will bring back classic sketches like Good Burger, Vital Information, and
Yeah.
Loud Librarian. Now you guys
Welcome
understand.
to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Yep.
See?
That's
You
it.
know it better than you thought you did. The original series ran for 10 seasons from 1994 to 2005. Good Lord. That's a
Bring
good
back some kids in the hall.
Yeah, maybe. It went on to be as beloved as it was successful. Introduced the world to future stars like Kenan Thompson, Kel Mitchell, Amanda Bynes was on that show. Nick Cannon was on there.
Nice.
Even Jamie Lynn Spears. Expect to see. don't cringe at it. Expect to see more 90s revivals in the future, too. Last year, Nickelodeon revealed that they are going to reboot classics like Rugrats, Rocko's Modern Life, and Clarissa Explains It All. Well, good for them.
Some Boy Meets
What happened to
World.
Double Dare?
They already did that over on Nickelodeon. They did. They've redone Double Dare. There's a new version of
Is
it
it?
now. Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Was on Nickelodeon. Disney. Yeah. Boys Meets World.
Yeah,
They
the
revived
girls-
it. Yeah, somebody's daughter. And yeah. The whole show. Yeah, it was the whole show all over again.
We just
So it's
don't-
like Fuller House then.
except for you didn't have the
Yeah.
Stephanie's awesome boobs.
Yeah.
Finally, in entertainment pop culture news, I just go leave that hanging there.
That's the second
We're
thing
moving
I gotta
on.
Look up, the old lady in somebody's boobs. All right.
Finally, in entertainment pop
Guinea
culture
worked that.
news, Dave Chappelle has been named as the next recipient of the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. The comic's going to be celebrated at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. on October 27th, which will later be broadcast on PBS. 45-year-old comedian is the 22nd winner of the Mark Twain Prize, following Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who took it home last year. Other past recipients include Whoopi Goldberg, Steve Martin, Tina Fey, and Bill Murray, which sounds really bland, like not cutting edge, which is odd because the first Mark Twain Humor Prize, do you know who it was given to?
No.
Richard Pryor.
Okay.
One of these things is not like the other. One of
Yeah.
these things has cutting edge comedy. The others are a little bland
Second
compared
one,
to
who's
Richard
the second
Pryor.
one? Red Fox.
No, I don't know.
Gray Squirrel.
No, I know. What's that? Yeah,
Oh, she's amazing.
yeah,
They're all. I mean, they're all funny. And what am I saying? They're all great. So
yeah. It's just a different kind of company when your first inductee or award winner is Richard Pryor. Dave Chappelle's probably the closest thing, and he doesn't go quite as blue as Pryor did. So
yeah, he's calmed down quite a bit.
yeah. And in other news, a few other headlines that caught our attention this week. This one comes from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, just down the road.
Not Florida.
No.
Usually all these are from Florida.
Hey, I do have a Florida one in here.
Of course you
Yes.
do.
Give me a minute. Let me get through Pennsylvania
Wild
first.
West down there in Florida.
Let's get through Pennsylvania first. Police in Pennsylvania have identified two suspects accused of stealing $21,000 worth of. Anybody want to guess?
Taco meat.
No. I already did that story.
Are you going to say where were
Was
they?
that Hershey's Kisses? No. Pennsylvania's a good guess though for that.
Wait, did it say like where at? What was-
Condoms? No.
That's a good
Moose
one.
turds.
Not moose turds. That was last week. Comic books? Nope. $21,000 worth of Victoria's Secret underwear last month.
So 3
I
pairs.
was going to say, which is like 5 pair.
You get the 5 for $20 if you go on the sale days.
Lower Allen
Black
Township
Friday.
Police.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't a sale day.
Lower Allen Township Police say an 18-year-old woman and a juvenile that they aren't naming because she's a juvenile entered the store at the Capital City Mall near Harrisburg on April 7th. Police say the juvenile acted as a lookout while the other one took panties from a table and from drawers and stuffed them in her drawers.
No way she stuffed that.
$21,000 worth of.
That's
Did you almost say million?
I almost
Yeah.
did because we usually talk in big numbers, but yeah, $21,000.
that's
worth
a lot
panties.
of panties.
That
I
is
mean
a lot of
that is a
panties.
lot of panties. I mean even
I don't know.
Victoria's Secret, but
Have you seen those videos of like people at Walmart that get busted and they're like pulling stuff out of their bras and their
Yeah.
fat folds and stuff, and it's just like duffel bags
little
and all
graphic.
kinds of stuff. It's
What's
just
that
like
gal that held the watermelon under her skirt or something? What was that music video?
Oh, that was a music video. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Jane's Addiction.
yeah.
that's just
Police tell WPMT TV that they took about 2,000 pairs.
2,000.
2,000
I
pairs.
mean, I guess there's not much fabric to them, so I guess it could.
I mean they are like you could wad them up into like a little tiny square. I mean there's
yeah,
really
but you're not
a
going
whole
to
lot.
get. You don't want to take the time to properly.
Well, no,
fold
but
these
I bet
into-
they sat at home. These girls did, and they had their little panties all out in a row, and they're like, "Okay, we're going to perfect this so we can get as many as we can, as fast as we can." I'm just going through what they probably did.
We'll try to get an interview with them.
Yeah,
Police say that. What are you going to do? Well, let's find out. Police say that.
Stand on the
I'm
corner with
sure
your
you know.
private panties. I guess you could sell them over in Japan. I
you
guess.
know what? There actually is a market for used panties.
That's a different story altogether.
Yes.
They have vending machines.
Police say the two were identified by officers performing a drug investigation in Fairfax, Virginia, less than 2 weeks later. The two were also in possession of stolen merchandise from a Victoria's Secret store in Bethesda, Maryland.
Oh, so they got away with it.
Yeah,
And then
and
moved
then they
on.
got caught later.
Oh.
And both were charged. An arrest warrant was issued on Friday. Not clear if they have lawyers yet.
So you said they found from others. So they didn't steal
$21,000
from
at
that
once?
Store. They got it from.
The story isn't real clear on that. They
Okay.
make it sound like they got 21,000 from that store, and then they also have some from other stores. Yeah, I don't know what you do with $21,000 with panties other than build a panty palace. I don't know. Which is kind of what Victoria's Secret is anyway, isn't it? So.
Sounds like
Yes.
something to do next weekend. All right.
And finally, this story comes from Punta Gorda, Florida.
Yeah, of course it does.
We always got a Florida story, it seems like. Sheriff's officials, this is not the same people involved in the last story either. Sheriff's officials say a Florida woman pulled a small alligator from her yoga pants during a traffic stop.
What?
What?
A small alligator from her yoga pants.
I'm not even going to go there.
during a
I'm gonna
traffic
stay
stop.
Where's
away.
she hiding it at?
In her yoga pants. I just told you that. The Charlotte County Sheriff's deputy stopped a pickup truck Monday afternoon after it ran a stop sign, and a 22-year-old driver, Michael Clemens, say that again, told him that he and his 25-year-old passenger, Ariel McCann Lequire, she's got a lot of names, were collecting frogs and snakes under an overpass. Okay.
Okay.
He gave the deputy permission to search all the bags in the truck. The deputy found 41 three-striped turtles in the woman's backpack, which had to have been pretty small turtles to get 41 in a backpack.
I don't know. Maybe these part of that penny thing.
I don't know. He asked if she had anything else. So this 25-year-old woman pulled a 1-foot alligator from her yoga pants.
Oh, by
Nice.
the way,
Yeah, well, yeah.
how do you not notice that? I mean,
You gotta watch out for the snapper end. All
Are you
right.
happy to see me, or is that
I mean,
an alligator in your pants?
Dude wearing yoga pants with a 1-foot something in the front of it, you're gonna be like, dude, holy crap, man.
Charlotte County Sheriff's officials suggested an explanation on Twitter for the incident, not to be outdone by hashtag Florida man. A hashtag Florida woman pulled an alligator out of her pants. Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission took over the investigation. God bless them. They got to figure out what happened.
That is
Feel bad for the person that gets that one.
Holy crap.
Let us
Florida's ridiculous.
Well, that's Florida. Let us know what you think are the top stories each and every week. If we use your suggestion, we'll give you a shout out on an upcoming episode. You can find us on social media by searching for PGTC. That stands for Pop Goes the Culture. PGTC Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find information, how to get a hold of us via email. You can find our hotline number. All that and more at popgoestheculture.com. Yeah, I'm condensing it down after taking the beating on the hotline. New and entertainment.
Taking
this
too
week.
long, man.
All right. New and entertainment this week.
There was like 50 ways to contact us until I bitched about it.
Now there's just one.
I'm like, dude, you're rambling for 10 minutes on how to contact us.
New and entertainment this week. New at the box office this weekend. Detective Pikachu. Going to make all the Pokemon monies this weekend.
Yeah. I predicted something ridiculous like 84 million.
No.
I don't think so.
Also new this weekend at the box office, The Hustle,
Big.
which is the female version of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
What was this
Yeah.
called?
The Hustle.
Should I watch this?
Do The Hustle.
You should, because you're going to be one of the few people that probably do.
This weekend.
At what point do we ever watch a movie?
I don't.
Time to start.
When was the
Let's see
last
The
time
Hustle.
we went to the movies?
With them?
Well, I was going to say, when we went to review something, I don't
So
know.
I was-
Probably
but
solo.
solo.
Yeah. New on television and streaming this week, right now, today. What are y'all sitting here for? Didn't you know Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 kicks off tonight?
Yes.
It does.
I'm,
I was going to say we can hook this TV up. We can.
I may be
stream
the only one excited for this. I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, you're the only one excited because I've got to work on it. I've got to recap it for comingsoon.net. Also new on television this week, Monday night, we get season 87 of The Bachelorette.
80. Are you serious? 87. You wasn't just messing. You wasn't just being.
No, I don't think it's 87
there's
seasons.
There's not been
Oh, I was
going on
gonna
for
say-
87
There's
years.
probably been
No,
20 something.
I don't know how they're breaking these things up anymore.
Have
but-
you seen the preview for that, though?
Yeah, it looks.
If
it
I
looks
walked
something.
in and listened to her, how she talks, I'd be like, fuck you. I don't want none of you. And I'd leave. She sounds bitchy.
Tell us how you feel.
Have you, have
Show
you
us on the
guys seen
Show
it?
us on the doll.
Show us on the
Kenny.
doll where she
Has
touched
no
it.
one else seen this? Watch it. You watch it, you'd be like, bitch.
Kenny has played his fuck card for the night. All right.
Okay.
Out on home video.
Before
next-
me.
on home video next week. Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson doing bad things to bad people because that's what he does now. That's what he gets paid to do. Happy Death Day to you. I saw somebody walking around with the little whatever that fucking mask is in that movie. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen? You know what I'm talking about?
I've seen
the
that,
chubby cheek
yeah.
looks like a baby or something.
Yep.
There's a guy walking around in a hoodie with that mask on earlier today. I was going to say something to him.
I've heard it's pretty good.
They say it is. And Fighting with My Family's out on home video next week.
Oh, the WWE
I thought
thing?
that was
With
every day
Paige?
at our house.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that is every day at our house.
if you need to see it on home video, you can. New video games this week. Rage 2 comes out for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One on Tuesday. Anybody play Rage 1? You did? What'd you think of it? Is it worthy of a sequel? Do you need a sequel? Come here. Come here. You're going to talk into the microphone because otherwise it's going to happen. It's going to be like, hey, what'd you think? And then you're going to hear, and then we'll be like, yeah. And then we'll move on. So go ahead.
From what I've seen, it changes the game style quite a bit because the first one's more toned down. You're working through these different enclosed areas, things pop up at you. But then this one's going more towards like a Borderlands GTA type post-apocalypse where you can just take any car you want, you see it, you can drive it, GTA style, but it's also crazy with like psychos from Borderlands series. And the weapons, I've seen the weapons, they're all over the place, just special effects on the weapons. So I think it's going to be a good change for the series and pull a big
You going to pick it up?
audience.
You going to get a copy of it?
I might not yet because I don't have an income right now.
Oh, well, that'd be it.
as a student.
Yeah.
So I have to spend wisely on my new games.
There you go. I understand that. And Castlevania, the Anniversary Collection, comes out next Thursday. PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and on the Switch. This week's pop quiz, we are live from VisionCon this weekend. So our pop quiz on social media this week asks the following question. What is your favorite part of a Comic Con? All these comic and pop culture conventions. Is it the cosplay? Yeah, I know it is for you. Celebrities, celebrity guests, artists, and creators,
That'd be me.
or other. Yeah, there's a
Other would be the burlesque shows.
other would be the over 21 contortionists that are over on the other.
Is that what's down there?
Somebody
Oh,
said
you
somebody
didn't
said there's a
hear that.
strong man and
I
a
didn't-
contortionist and drinks.
I didn't mention that to him.
So
That's
the-
why we're going to wrap this up
Yeah,
real
we're gonna
soon
wrap this
and
up
head down
more
that
funny
way.
over
Yeah. Just the, what's that? Just a contortionist?
Well-
Somebody told us wrong.
She's going to be contortioning.
The burlesque show is
contortioning-
tomorrow?
How do you say that?
There is one here.
Yeah.
Related to us.
Uh-huh.
It's happening tomorrow.
Louisville's came to Springfield.
Well,
Yes.
is it the ladies that do it down on C Street?
Wait, so we're going to come to the burlesque show?
We're gonna take them all.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what time is the? What time? Is
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't know.
Very
What time
good.
is the show? We're trying to work
What
this
time
out.
is it? It's tomorrow night at the Outland at it's late, yeah, at 9 or 10, something like that.
Well, we're taking your mom.
Well, you guys figure that out. You guys schedule that. In the meantime, this week's poll is open right now to vote. Again, just search for PGTC Podcast on Twitter, Facebook. The poll is pinned right to the top of those social media pages, so you can't miss them. If you choose other, be sure to leave a comment with what your favorite part of the Comic Con is. Coming up this week in the Pop Goes the Culture Podcast Network. Of course, we're recording this right now. It'll be out this weekend. Next Thursday, Kenny and I will be back out at the Alamo Draft House talking about the weekend's box office results, breaking down what's new and newsworthy, and discussing all the programming at the Alamo Draft House.
See how close I come to the Detective Pikachu.
It won't be
numbers.
84 million.
We'll see. Time will tell on that one.
It will. Thursday, we'll know. That is The Backlot by Alamo Draft House. You can check that out. And then next Friday, we'll be back in the home studio for the season finale of the Pop Goes the Culture podcast, which sounds way more epic than it probably will be. But
I won't be there.
You know what? You bring it.
all right, we'll do it.
This is my last.
Exactly.
This is my last
Yeah,
podcast.
It's his last
For now?
one for now.
Yeah, till we pick it back up.
All right. Well, there you go.
I'll be there next. I'll be there though.
Okay. So be sure to subscribe to the Pop Goes the Culture podcast on your podcast player of choice so you'll know when those new episodes are available. So that's it. That's the scripted part. I'm done with that. We are turning these microphones over to y'all. You guys can ask us questions. You can make comments. You can make suggestions. You can spoil Avengers Endgame if you want because we already did it. You can plug your podcast. You can do whatever you want to do. The microphones are yours. I'm going to hand it over to Huck so you can tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on this weekend because I know you're going to be busy all weekend long.
Well, look at that. Well, I'm lazy. There's a mic stand here. Really?
Mine doesn't work. It just as soon as I put it on there, it just starts drooping down. I gave up on it.
Sounds like his problem.
Somebody needs to hint. Joey's going to be talking. Okay, sure.
Well, thanks, Joey.
Yeah.
I am Hawk and this is
Curtis.
with Fanatics and the Fan. And first of all, welcome to VisionCon. Happy to have everybody. Are they awake? Did you kill them?
It's late.
still
It's late on the
we
first
started
night of the
the
con.
story. Is that what's going
They're still
on?
picturing how you get $21,000 worth of panties down your drawers.
I'm listening to that. I'm like, he lying. He's just lying. He gotta be lying. 'Cause I don't think I know anybody. Do we know anybody that stupid?
Yeah.
Are they here this weekend?
Obviously, forensic artists. Well, folks, for Next Fan, we are a nerd show made by nerds for nerds, talking about nerd stuff all the time. We are going to be spoiling Endgame because the Russo said it was okay.
They did. Monday was the date, which was not
Chris Evans, although it's funny, he didn't spoil anything. He just put out some amazing stuff.
Some behind-the-scenes photos and videos, and
just I would literally be the kid in the corner, just like, yes, sir. Just sitting in the corner, not touching nothing, not doing nothing, not talking. Just like,
you wouldn't reach out and touch America's ass.
Well, I would. I would tell him it's boxy though, because
it is.
It was boxy. We're actually gonna be talking about a lot of cosplay, some video game stuff, talking about MK11. I kind of got to talk about season 2 of. Season 9 for Fortnite that came out this week.
Yes, Fortnite is on season 9.
It is on season 9. What's funny is I didn't know it. I got logged on to check my mail, and like 12 people like, "Are you not online yet?" No. What are you talking about? It's like season 9 just dropped. Okay, I got stuff to do. The con is tomorrow.
Yeah.
What did we say we were talking about? Let's talk about something. Let's talk about Endgame. Let's talk about, you and I have talked about Endgame a bunch. Without any spoilers.
Without spoilers?
I don't know. I'm going to spoil something. Okay.
Redacted.
Captain America went back in time. Spoilers.
Anybody here not seen Endgame?
How could you?
All right, well, you know what? We're a couple weeks in.
People have not seen it.
I know.
It's a good movie. There were some iconic scenes. We're going to talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, we actually have an MK11 tournament that dropped recently, and apparently that's just killing it.
Really? People signed up for.
How does something like that stay around that?
Mortal Kombat?
Not
yeah.
quit.
Because you just beat the shit out of people.
That's the best thing about being a nerd to me is something you have something like like Mortal Kombat. It don't go away.
Yeah.
You don't go away. Of course, we're going to talk about Game of Thrones. Go ahead. I know you're getting ready to say something. 'Cause you don't go.
Why are the women not scantily clad like they were in the last ones?
You know what?
Politically correct America.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's my.
And matter of fact, one of the things we're dropping tomorrow, not tomorrow, we're dropping this weekend. You guys get to see it. Is Fanatics and the Fans annual charity calendar is coming out. One of the things I noticed is they're redoing. I guess they can't. It's not a redoing. If they change the name, it's not what it was supposed to be. So they're in 2020. One of the first movies we're going to get is Gretel and Hansel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of this.
You have no idea how hard it was for me to say that for the first time. 'Cause I tried 3 times and I had to go back like, nope, that's not that. You said it wrong. You said it wrong. You said it wrong. So it's a different world.
I'm waiting for that remake of Maude and Harold coming out.
Yeah.
Well,
June and Benny.
Here's some of the cool things we get to talk about in the 2020 calendar because Bad Boys for Life is coming out. Gretel and Hansel's coming out. Birds for Prey is coming out.
Lots of stuff.
King Kong versus
Godzilla
is coming out. That's all in my 2020 calendar. So we're going to get to talk about all of that on the main stage Sunday.
Sunday.
We're going to talk about the Game of Thrones season and the things, the ups and downs of that.
There's been some ups.
Oh man, have you been dealing with some of these fans?
There's some fans out there. The internet does what the internet does.
The best part about doing what we do is the separation.
Yeah.
So going as a critic, I can talk about this, that, and the other. But when you look at it as a fan, it's like a 90-degree. So as a fan, I'm like, shut up, y'all. We're getting what we're going to get.
Right.
There's only about 4 or 5 wonderful ways to end it.
And none of them are going to please everybody.
Exactly.
And it's the internet, so the ones that are pissed off are going to be loud about it.
And they admitted to the mistake they made.
Yeah.
They fully admitted to the mistake they made, and they I like that they explained it like, listen, no, this is not what you think happened. It was not like we're stupid and we filmed this in pitch black dark.
we purposely made it look like we filmed it in pitch black dark.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They did film it in dark, but not the dark that we got.
Right.
The dark that we got was because we are fans, so we're so anal retentive that they knew that 12 billion people was going to try to watch this, so they recompressioned it like 12 times.
Yeah.
So it went from something that was Curtis's color to something that was my color.
Wow.
That's honestly, if you look at there's an article out and they show them side by side in there, night and day difference.
Yeah.
Call that 12 Shades of Black.
There you go.
And actually, it was literally how they described it in the article.
Yeah.
Of course, all the video games that are dropping, not only this, the new Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
Got to talk about that.
Yep.
Of course, we're going to talk about the Spider-Man trailer-ish. All I can say is I just love Tom Holland. I love as far as if we're going to talk, my big discussion about the game right now, and this is what I'll talk to you about right now. Have they done any wrong with casting since the beginning? And we're talking 11 years now. Do you feel like they've done anything wrong with casting?
Yeah, Terrence Howard, Edward Norton.
Oh wow! You mean the ones they've replaced?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they did some wrong in the beginning, and then they
Course correct.
I don't
fixed
think
it.
Terrence Howard was wrong.
I like Terrence Howard, but
I mean, first of all, don't cast him if you don't know him.
I like that Ed Norton movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like Ed Norton.
And
that
then
much.
I'll be honest with you, Terrence Howard. The problem with Terrence Howard wasn't Terrence Howard's fault
Yeah.
because they didn't treat Don Cheadle that way.
After they lost one, yeah.
Well, no, you don't treat Don Cheadle like that.
Yeah, after you lose one, they're like, oh well, I guess we
You know,
can't just.
But they treated Terrence like he's a little redhead stepchild, and he wasn't having it. And he went on to Empire, and he could buy a Marvel movie.
He's
at
built
this
an
point.
empire now.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
built an empire. But anybody else? Did you feel like? I mean, and I'm asking that question to ask this.
That's a hard
asking
question.
In your panel, how many things in your life can you say they did not miscast anybody?
Yeah.
We don't get that in.
No,
and
that's-
the nerds brought us.
Well, and that much of it, to have that much a body of work,
Years
that
of
many opportunities to screw it up,
Right.
and they haven't yet.
Although I would have loved to have been in there and somebody say, well, let's do Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man. And
Yeah.
could you imagine that argument, considering what was happening in his life at that moment?
Right? Is he going to be? What's the insurance going to be on him actually showing up?
Sue us today.
Yeah.
Well, you asked that have they done anything wrong? Is that the actor or is that?
I was just saying for the casting in general.
I'm just wondering. We don't think it's any wrong because the writers are so amazing. Could excellent writing work for any actor to make them? Not any actor per se. Like,
Could
you
they
know,
throw Hayden Christensen in as Ant-Man and give us the same thing as Paul Rudd?
Right now. Did someone kill him yet?
Not yet. You would.
Can you start a GoFundMe page for that?
I don't think we can. I'm pretty sure we cannot.
We
But,
don't actually.
but I mean, if you had excellent writing and you had an amazing director, could you get a performance out of him that people would be like,
Who would you
I didn't hate it.
replace?
Well, I'm not saying replace anybody, but what I'm saying is we got excellent writing and we got excellent story, so we just know like we can't picture anybody else playing Captain America but Chris Evans.
I
We can't
feel
picture,
like- I
so
feel like we got excellent casting because Iron Man 2 and 3 were abysmal.
Yeah, Thor: Dark World. I'll throw that in there too.
And well, I was headed to.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Actually, Thor Ragnarok.
That's it.
I
Let's not slow down.
actually like
I know,
Iron Man
that's why we
3.
don't talk to you about
I like
Thor
Iron Man
Ragnarok.
3. No, Ragnarok's good. I like Iron Man 3. Give me a-
well, Iron Man 2 and 3 both have good stuff in it,
But it was
but
not necessarily
but they weren't good.
So-
You know, Iron Man 2 and 3 were the only movies that felt like sequels too. Like they didn't feel like, hey, we've got a story that we just cannot hold back.
Honestly,
They felt like, hey, let's make another Iron Man.
if you look at Thor's storyline, you look at Iron Man's storyline, you look at Captain America's storyline, and Cap is the only one who all of his movies related to him
Yep.
were.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't believe that Winter Soldier had the best action scenes of the entire, up until Endgame, of the entirety.
Yeah. And they've all been a different genre too.
Right.
Because First Avenger it felt like it was the Rocketeer because
Right.
you had this. I mean, it's the same director, it's everything. And then Winter Soldier's this 70s spy film,
Which-
with Robert Redford.
The Russo brothers, they came from TV. They
Yeah.
directed like paintball episodes of Community, and
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Feige's like, why aren't those guys directing movies?
Exactly.
They were amazing. I feel like the only person I would have ever thought they could have replaced Captain America, but thank God they didn't. Because he had some of the best lines, some of the best.
I think he has the best arc.
Yeah.
There was a line he did in.
I'll argue with that one, but I see where you're going, but I'll argue with you.
I would have never thought to do his arc that way.
Yeah.
Because we're a nation of just get over it.
Well, it's
And this is half a spoiler. He
Yeah.
didn't.
yeah.
And he was not wrong. So I love it. One of his best lines in the entire series for me was in Ultron.
Yeah.
If you get hurt, get back up. If you get killed, walk it off. I'm sorry, there's nothing more baller than that.
For
The
me,
way he said it, he got up and walked off screen. I'm like, all right, well, Captain said that's what I got to do. So brush off this bullet wound and get back to work.
and for me, like I've always, kind of like Captain America, but not. He never was the main character for me that I really liked until these movies. And is it the writing? Is it a perfect storm of the right actor, the right director, the right everything that made me love Captain America?
I hate using the word perfect and storm, and then knowing that that's a thing we now have to live with.
Right.
But I felt like there were a few missteps because we got Iron Man 3, Thor, Dark World.
I like Iron Man 3.
Which we had to have for Dark World.
Just say
after everything else.
Right.
Black is pretty good director.
That movie, though.
Yeah.
It's like, like we wanted to see the beginning of Star Wars, but we didn't want those 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they give us Force Awakens. No, not Force Awakens. Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
I honestly have had arguments that was the best one of the entire series.
Yeah.
That's because for once in my career, since doing this, I walked in that movie blanked out. I just kind of shut myself off from the world, so I literally didn't know what I was walking into. So I'm walking into it dry. It's just a Star Wars thing, and I was blown away. And halfway through the movie, I'm like, "Oh, they're loud too. They're telling that story."
Yeah, Rogue One's amazing because we talk about it all the time. For us, the 4, 5, and 6
Right.
was our movies, and stuff. And that's the first one that
Felt like 4, 5, and 6?
If you go to 4, 5, and 6, I've seen all those without lying, probably 100 times each, because I love those so much. And Rogue One, I've probably seen 10, 15 times. I love that movie.
Let's
so
talk to some nerds. Y'all are nerds, right?
Yeah, they are. Look at them.
Why are you sitting in the back?
Come on up here.
What's your nerd
Come grab
thing?
grab
What
some
are you
mic.
looking forward to this,
Pass that
at
mic out there, Chris.
VisionCon? Or ask any one of these people, including myself, a question.
I'm not a nerd, so.
Oh, now.
I love the Planet Comic Con hat.
Yeah.
That is how old?
That's this year. That's the
Is that
That's the
what-
20th anniversary. They won't make another one of those.
No.
Yeah.
What's
You
it
got
say?
a question or anything?
Tells us that I got to be back at 5 a.m.
Movie stuff?
Okay.
What do you got?
Movie stuff?
What do you got?
So you're looking forward to movies? You like to have?
just-
How do you feel? How do you feel
Well,
about?
You've seen movies before? You've been to a theater? You know how that works? All right.
Multiple things. Gambit got dropped.
Gambit's
which is
dropped, yeah.
Sad. Maybe in the
Man,
future.
well,
Is it though? Because Channing Tatum.
it as it
It's
was
not
is
Magic
dropped.
Mike. It's not Magic Mike
It may
from the
come
Bayou.
back.
what if it was, though? What if it was Magic Mike with powers? Would you
That
watch
would be
that
crazy.
movie? I'd watch.
My complaint. Is
Well, it's Gambit's powers, so
Well-
he's gonna energize something to throw it out to the crowd,
Gambit has always been the male Jubilee,
Yeah.
and it's not needed.
Yeah.
You can give him bullfighting skills like they did for Mockingbird, or just let his powers matter. If you go back and look at his powers through the comics, through the cartoons, Gambit throws that little flaming card at somebody, and they're like, and then they go whoop his butt.
yeah, it never packed a
Why
big
give him a
punch.
movie?
Yeah. Unless you're playing it up as though, look at this power, he thinks it's awesome, and everybody else thinks it's lame.
I'm honestly hoping so. Somebody somewhere sat down and went into a Marvel studio and was like, listen, I know we had this comic book, and it has failed 3 times.
Yeah.
But let's make it a motion picture anyway.
Because we're doing so well with these X-Men properties.
Right. I didn't even go there.
Yeah.
I know that, and you guys think that these people suck, but let's make a major motion picture anyway.
It's not our money. We're going to get sold anyhow.
And then
Disney's
you
going to
get
buy it. It's
Guardians
their
of the
money.
Galaxy 1, which was amazing.
Great.
Yep.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name? Where you from?
Alan.
First con? Second con? Do you like con?
First
How many times you been?
con convention ever.
Really? This is your first con?
All right, well, we got a con.
This is your
version.
first con too?
Nice.
Oh, we popped
Love
their
it,
con
love it,
cherries.
love it.
Woo!
What were you gonna say?
Sounds way sexier than it
Not
should
movie,
have.
but
Right?
Sounds like it needs to be
we're getting
sexier.
Cloak and Dagger.
Have you been watching the series?
Not yet.
It's a good series. Actually, we had this discussion last night about good series with terrible acting in it. These kids can't act.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The girl is beautiful in a weird way, and you could tell the camera shots, they focus literally in on how attractive she is.
yeah.
Cloak and Decker's amazing characters. I've read their comics since I was a kid. The reason I'm happy about it because I get to cosplay that character now. I've almost finished sewing the cape. It's not easy.
Are you going in and putting every sequin in by hand? And I was going to say
No,
that.
actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use bead paint for that.
Okay, that's much. I was going to say that's dedication if you're going in
and I do like that they made a very special cloak for him.
Yeah.
Here's the things I like about it. First of all, it's a New Orleans story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to New York. How badass is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that means you can be as dark as you want.
And they
Add
brought
the
in some
voodoo elements
yeah.
and yeah.
Which they have.
Yep.
They changed Dagger's. They explained Dagger's powers, and they almost never really do that.
Yep.
It's all about cloaking his powers.
Yeah.
Explaining hers made me really enjoy it. And it's a great Marvel property that they're actually using on a regular. You ain't got to pay Marvel for it. Just turn on your TV and go to Freeform. Which, if you have,
Which, I mean, you're paying for that, but yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not a premium channel.
You got basic cable,
Right.
So,
Did you see this week's episode?
It was tonight in the last week's episode, and it took me a minute to catch on what the hell they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like flashbacks and I don't like time travel. I'm over it.
Okay.
In game really upset me.
Spoilers.
Oops, sorry.
Wait, what? What happened in Endgame? Yeah.
Spoiler.
You're not gonna hurt my feelers any.
But I really thought
comes to video.
There you go.
as bad as I dislike that stuff, as bad as the acting I feel like the show is, that episode was really believable. It really, really was.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that and Runaways this year because I didn't think Runaways was going to get a second season.
Yeah.
Because that main bad guy is a terrible. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
That's why they kicked him off of Charmed in the first place.
Yep.
'Cause he's god awful diva.
Yeah. I keep seeing Doctor Doom every time, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the main guy on Runaways.
Yep.
They followed the comic as close as they could. So it's a decent show. I hate and you brought this up earlier, how everything has to be a certain amount of politically correctness, and it's become very annoying because it affects a lot of things. That's why you get a Mr. Terrific that's gay. And that he's never been for the last 50 years. Go ahead, sir.
Back to you.
I am so on top of Nova right
Nova's gonna
now.
be great.
I have no idea what they're getting ready to give us with Nova, but it's got to be awesome.
That's the PBS series, right?
That too.
Oh, a different Nova. I'm sorry.
I love that Nova.
Right now. So that's been in the works for a while. They've talked about doing it. Nathan Fillion, believe it or not, wanted to do it first. It was his idea because he's voiced him in other stuff. I have no idea what we're going to get with a Nova Core. They could literally do anything. I did hear a hint that there was going to be a tie-in between that and the next Guardians.
Yep.
Hopefully, they make it better than the last Guardians.
And then the most important thing for me, the announcement from Hasbro that Bumblebee is restarting the Transformers cinematic universe.
Right. Have you seen it? Have you seen
so then we're
Bumblebee?
gonna move on to the
Bumblebee
next one.
was fantastic. Oh my-
Bumblebee was much better than any other Transformers
Yes.
film that we've gotten. I'll leave it at that. It was much better than I expected, and because I had a really low bar going into
Well,
it.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Ironically, my sister, who's not a nerd, those are her favorite series of movies.
Ooh.
So when I go visit her in Memphis because I love her so much, I don't talk about it.
Right.
And they're on. She's that fan that when she's in a bad mood, that's her movie.
That's her
to put
go-to?
in. And so I literally just like, oh, okay. And like, all right, let's go play basketball, y'all. Because I don't want to crush her like that.
Right.
But they're awful.
Yeah.
What about you, sir? Step up here. What's your name? Introduce yourself. It's also your first year. We can talk.
First cons.
Does that say Fortress? I want a last name like that.
That sounds badass.
My name's
Mark,
Steel
It does,
Fortress.
and that's actually
Mark.
my last name.
Is it really?
I dare somebody to mess with you. My name is Mark Fortress. You got a problem with that?
Would you like to try?
No. Nobody in this room. Nope.
Would you like me to buy you a drink?
I actually just moved to Springfield on February 4th for a new job.
Well,
Never-
welcome to Springfield. Welcome.
Where are you from?
By way of Austin.
Austin? Okay, very good.
Oh, very
We
nice.
forgive you.
Oh, wow. Well, says one Texan to another.
Actually, I'm from Chicago.
Are you?
They consider, actually, it was called a Yankee the last time I was in Texas. It
What?
was so weird.
No.
They still use that word, first of all. I'm like, what?
This is my first con too ever, and I never grew up with comic books or watch superheroes or anything. So I'm just exploring and having a good time. Really.
Well, we're glad you're here.
How did you get? So how did you? What was it that made you pull the trigger and say, you know what, I'm going to go to this thing, even though
Burlesque show was tonight.
the burlesque show is not till tomorrow, and it's not in this building. All
He
right.
says pull the trigger. You talk about burlesque. This is taking a turn.
We've got burlesque stories
And then we were here.
for the burlesque show. Yeah.
All I do is get a text. You're supposed to be here at this time.
There you go.
For some reason, I can't get the image of Carol Burnett in panties out of my head now.
Carol Burnett pulling out an alligator out of her panties, and yeah,
Well, it depends on what year of Carol Burnett we're talking about. I mean,
yeah,
she was a
exactly.
pretty
With the
lady.
drapes.
Yeah, she was.
Carol and Lucille both were hotties.
Yep. Well,
And
Vicki
then-
Lawrence
and then
too.
Lucille was like, I'm tired of being hungry. There's a lot of hot women out here. And
Well, there needs to be
I'm
a funny one.
serious.
Yeah.
She was in an audition
Yep.
for a showgirl's role, but she did something funny to her face and hair to get the role because they were all hot blondes at the time. She said I was in a row of 50 hot blonde women. So she went in the middle of the audition and dyed her hair red.
So we figured out what we're doing wrong. We need to be auditioning women for.
No, you need to get hair.
I was like,
No,
I mean, that might be the first step.
Nah.
Actually, because they said, go find
Yeah.
Joey. It's that white bald dude. I'm like, which one?
And as he's relating that story to me, I'm looking around going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's at least 7 of us that I can see.
The last time he had hair.
The last time I had hair, I don't know. I
His
couldn't
own,
tell
you mean?
I got pictures.
Well, another story.
Well, I
for
got the
another night.
pictures when I got married that he
His
had
hair.
nice full head of hair.
Yeah, flowing
I
locks.
don't think I know you.
38 years ago.
38 years.
Wow, you remember the date?
But you know what? When Joey grew his hair out, that one phase he had the coolest hair because it had that tight wave to it. I was like, oh, because my hair is straight.
Jealous of Joe?
I wanted that hair.
Joey is jealous of what Joey's hair was.
It's been a minute since I had that hair. Little slow tear rolls down the corner of my eye.
I'm going to ask one nerd question and turn the show back over to them because honestly, one of the worst parts about Endgame was knowing. I mean, the name even gives it to you.
That is the end.
This it's the end of this, not just this story, but it's the end of the way we look at even this story. We know now who's not coming back.
Right.
You know, walking into Infinity War, you knew what was going to happen, but you knew that we didn't know what.
It's a comic book movie. They're going to be back.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in Endgame, we know. So I have to, and this is another question for the entire panel, audience included. Who has been your favorite, but no repeats? No one gets to repeat nobody.
All
So
right.
if someone else.
So who wants to go first then? Because
Right.
you get the whole gamut.
Yeah, you get. But who has been your favorite? Who are you happy they put on the screen? Who are you happy they brought off of the page? Who just made your heart jump with joy that you finally get to see this person?
I'm gonna go first.
You go first, Curtis. That's okay. 'Cause we're nerds.
Go ahead, take the low hanging fruit.
That's a tough one.
bastard.
I'm gonna
Really?
I'm gonna take the one that some of you might be pissed off at me for. I remember when they announced this movie and it was coming out.
Don't take all
10,
day. This is
10 years
not
ago.
ours.
I was really excited for.
That's all right. We got
First
Kenny for the
Avenger.
backstory.
I get accused of they call it the Kenny backstory.
Yeah,
So.
I mean it was a real short backstory, but I was really excited for the first Avenger, and I watched it. I was like, that's pretty good.
I will
And then
admit-
they kept going. I was like, I really like Captain America. Like I've always liked
This
Captain
is me
America.
following my host role. I will admit, one of the best parts of it that was knowing that I'd seen what Stan had done back in the 70s. I'd
Right.
seen all of that. Like, oh my God, Stan.
Yep.
And every attempt that he's made added, like, all right, yeah. And so, no, don't do that. You don't do that no more.
What you guys?
Somebody give him a mic.
I don't know what an Avenger is.
What's an adventure? Emma Peel. No.
You
Do I have a
haven't seen any-
favorite?
Yeah. Who's been your favorite from those? Yeah, you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. Not near as many as you
Any
guys.
character that has even been in the movie.
I don't know why you have the backstories. Why'd you pass me the mic?
Because I want to hear from
We're
everybody.
gonna get yours.
Don't take your show.
You know what? You need to go early since you don't have a lot to pick from that you know.
I'll
We've
go
seen
last.
it all, so we can pick out the most obscure. I'm gonna take Luis. No,
I don't know. They're all equal to me.
Michael Pena.
Nobody's awesome. Nobody sucks. They're all right. I mean, Vision kind of sucks, but
I was disappointed that when they brought him in, and like really when they brought him in, I'm like, oh, they're doing that story. Crap. Because I love Vision, and I'm like, oh man.
they made him kind of weak. in the
For the
movies.
powers he has, he sure doesn't do shit, does he?
So they went to his arc quick because of
Yeah.
the story they were trying to tell.
Yep.
And I have not heard yet. I do know it's a thing, but I haven't heard yet. He is actually coming back.
In a set in the 50s,
The se-
WandaVision is.
The second,
whatever.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, I think they held back on her. She's more powerful than they let on.
Oh yeah, she. Yeah.
There was a lot of discussion about that because somebody somewhere, and I've said this 1,000 times. When you're making movies, why make someone so powerful you can't beat them, and then you got to kill them later.
Yeah.
And she is still considered the most powerful being on our planet.
Yep.
Next to the Dark Phoenix. And if you watch through the movies, you'll see that they're still trying to tell that story.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't tell that story because it bit you in the ass.
Yep.
She's the reason why Marvel did one of its reboots because she was too powerful.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh gosh, I'm still the new nerd here, so
new nerd.
the newbie
We
nerd.
love nerds. We get along.
I'll probably have to go with Black Widow.
Yes. I was excited when they introduced her. I was leery of the casting. It would be the only casting I was because she had no Russian accent in it. It really bugged me.
Yeah.
But Scarlett did fine. I mean, she wasn't the Black Widow I wanted, but I'm still okay with the Black Widow we got.
Yep.
I agree.
Who else? What's that? Oh yeah. No, we don't talk about Ghost in the Shell. Thank you.
30 seconds of that movie. I tried, and I 30. So I have a three time rule, but I sat through 30 seconds 3 times.
And you still couldn't get beyond
I
that.
couldn't.
How about you?
Did you guys see Beneath the Skin?
Shut up. Get away from my phone. I'm gonna unfriend you too.
Dr. Stephen Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Very good.
Steven Strange.
Steven, Stephen, same thing.
He's stepping on it some days.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on when he's in Europe, he goes by
I
Stefan.
can get down with that.
Because
I was leery of Benedict, to be honest with you.
Because
Yeah.
Doctor Strange and Ant-Man both opened up the pathways to outer world beings.
Quantum
from-
realms and Quantum
Ant-Man
Realm
through
and Quantum
realms,
Realm.
And then Doctor Strange through sorcery and all of the different worlds that they have access to that. So that opens up so much more in this Marvel Cinematic
When
Universe.
Benedict went into a comic book store and bought comic books, I was on board 1,000%.
Yep.
I was not on board when he voiced Grinch. That I was not on board with.
I'm moving on.
How about this guy back here? What you got?
Well,
Mr.
Again.
Mr. Fortress. I should. Yeah, it's
Just take the mark
Mr.
out,
Fortress
just
to you,
The Fortress and be done with it.
or Mr. Just Mr.
of
Fortress.
solitude.
No, just, honestly, you walk in some room, the Fortress is here, they are not going to mess with you.
It doesn't hurt that I'm this tall.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So, again, not really knowing much about the whole superhero universe, but I will say that in connection to TV from my childhood, I actually sympathized with the Hulk character quite a bit because he seems to constantly struggle with his superhero identity. No matter what he and the others have been through, the others seem to take on their superhero identity much more easily.
Yep.
And he's not technically a superhero, but he's, at least not in my mind, but he definitely mightily struggles with it all the time. And I love those kind of character flaws in the story.
There was a talk at one point of actually doing his entire story arc as a complete victim story.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, there was serious attempts at it.
Yeah.
But he was too fun and too funny to do it. But if you look at it real closely, there was a victim story told in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Of course, I can't say Hulk because he said that because Hulk's like one of my all-time favorite of ever.
But
But
that's the reason that rule is there.
Yeah.
It makes it interesting.
and honestly, I guess I will have to say Spider-Man for the fact of how Tom Holland plays it. It reminded me why I loved Spider-Man as a kid, and it makes me love it again. So there's other characters like Scarlet Witch, which I've always loved, and several others, but for that reason that he made me love him again, I'll pick Spider-Man.
If you look at Tom Holland's role, and you'll see similarities to Andrew Garfield's, but Tom does it better.
Yeah.
He does. And it's the thing that we talk about in our acting classes, is whether or not it's honest.
Right.
And Tom,
It's like he accidentally is that good. It's like it's not like he's like, I am setting out to make this character. It's like he accidentally, I'm that person. This is who I am. This is what I'm bringing to it.
It's when they told me how old he was, I'd rather not know because he looks like a high school.
Yeah.
He looks. I mean, it's believable.
You want to go or do you want me to
I'm gonna
go?
let you go because I'm gonna go last because I know what mine is. I know that no one's gonna take it, so I'm happy.
You want to paper rock scissors then to see who goes?
No, you go right ahead.
I'm going to say Thor. Thor, and more Thor. More Thor than ever before.
There's been more Thor.
Because he's a lot more Thor than ever before. Thor's
He needs
whole,
an 80s montage.
We almost got some consolation from Thor. Okay.
Thor's whole story is about a guy who questions his value from start to finish. That's always been his arc. At one point in Ragnarok, he loses the MacGuffin that tells him he's good enough, and so he questions that. And in this, the closing the loop on this, which I know there may be more, no spoilers on that, but closing the loop on closing the loop on this story when Thor he's at his lowest. He's not only at his lowest, now he's dragged at his lowest to face his mother, who he knows is going to die that day. He gets no lower. That is the bottom that we have seen Thor in the films. And when he holds his hand out and he gets the hammer and it says, even when you are at your lowest, you're still worthy. That, I think, was that was the entire arc that we got from the beginning of his story to that point. The fact that they didn't, he put on weight in 5 years and he didn't come off in 5 minutes, Right. The fact that he is still, even though now he's got his hammer back and he's still worthy, he's going to have to work at it to get back to that point where he's the chiseled Norse god that we know. The fact that they didn't take the shortcuts and that they said, to me, if there's a message in the movie with Thor, related to Thor, it is that even when you are at your lowest, you're still worthy to be here. You're still worthy to be on this team. If you apply that outside of the whole comic book scene and you just apply that to your own life, even when you're at the bottom, you're still worthy to be here. Don't let it go. To me, that what they did with such a goofy ass character and taking it from very Shakespearean to embrace the goofiness of your character, because this is some goofy shit that we're putting on the screen
At times.
to that moment of, you know what, here's your hammer back. And then he shares the hammer. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't need that hammer. You take the hammer.
We'll talk about that tomorrow because there's a whole lot of stuff in there that I have to do with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine is not the one that I was gonna do. There's a character that I actually love because his character never changed who he was throughout the entire series, even in the end. And he lives in an area that I don't think I could never do what he did. He lives in the gray area the entire time. And honestly, to me, he was the best casting they did. Whether they had him in his regular costume or in streets, he looked badass. And when they killed him, I was pissed. And his name is Loki.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the best Loki we could have.
Yep.
Period. I loved him in Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that the second movie wasn't even about him. I'm like, come on. The next Avengers needs to be about Loki too. Because he was that good in the first one. And he literally was Loki the entire time.
Yeah.
Loki doesn't have any loyalties other than to himself. So even when he was being a hero, it was just for himself.
Yeah.
Regardless of what we believed on the outside, he believed everything was about like when he tried to kill Thanos. He wasn't trying to kill Thanos to save the universe.
No, he was trying to save his own
He
skin.
was trying to save his own skin.
Yeah.
And then when you find out that stuff, you're like, that's so Loki. I'm not even mad at you. Anybody else, you'd be like, you son of a bitch. But with him, it's like, you son of a
And I honestly can say I've never been fooled by him because his name.
Because he's Loki.
Is the trickster god.
Yeah.
Why would I ever trust you?
Yep.
It's like marrying the same woman 12 times. Clearly, y'all don't get along. Why would you do it? I actually use that joke because I know someone that's done that.
That's married someone 12 times?
12 times.
Yeah.
Holy
I've yet
cow.
to figure out how they could pull that off.
Well, they need to sit down and get the Thor message. Hey, even when you're at your lowest,
Right?
You can still grab your hammer.
You want to raise my hammer, see if you're worthy? You know.
Can you
We
lift
should
it?
have one of those for dating.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you need. They got the cosplay speed dating stuff. You need to have a
Right.
Mjolnir sitting right there. Like,
Go
lift
ahead.
my hammer.
Lift it.
See if you're worthy to lift my hammer. And then you get smacked
Are we
with
getting
it.
sued by everybody?
Then you get smacked with it upside the head.
Women's right, men's right. Peter, everybody get ready to sue.
Yeah, exactly. Well, very good, guys. It's been a lot of fun. We probably need to wrap this up before they kick us out of here. Although I don't think there's rooms in use after us, so we can stick around all night.
Let me plug my show real quick.
Yeah, hit it.
You can listen to Fanatics and the Fan on Facebook, YouTube. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram. It's a monthly show. We talk about all things nerd. We're going to be live on the main stage on Sunday. I'm trying to convince Joey to join us and we can talk some more nerd, but
we'll see.
Early in the day for him. So,
we'll see.
If he ain't had his coffee, he's.
So you've been listening then.
Well, Joey does have like 47 different jobs. So
I was going to say, I was sitting here thinking to myself, what am I got Sunday? Oh, yeah, I got work and more work. Well, that's it then. That's Curtis. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hawk, thank you. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We can't thank you guys enough. Be sure to subscribe to Pop Goes the Culture podcast again on your podcast player of choice so you'll know when this episode is available so you can tell everybody you're on the show. Kenny will make you famous. Isn't that right?
That's right. Make you famous.
All right. And, of course, like I said,
That's my line for the longest time. They kept making fun of me.
We are about to take a little bit of an end-of-the-season break, but you can always catch the full archive, all over 180 episodes that we've done at popgoestheculture.com. Yeah. Try. I guess who did all the heavy lifting on those? No, who wrote every one of those out? Yeah,
is equal.
Yeah. You guys keep on saying that. That's it. I have been Joey Mills with the Pop Goes the Culture Podcast Network. We've had
K-Dub with MoPops417 on Instagram.
Jessica.
And Dusty.
And we are getting out of here. Have a good rest of the convention, guys. Glad we got to be here for your first one. I feel special. I feel like we ought to. Well, yes, we are special. That's going to wrap us up. Have a good rest of the con, guys. Thank you so much.
Later.
This show has been brought to you by the Pop Goes the Culture Podcast Network. Find links to all of our podcasts and more at popgoestheculture.com.